Hello guys, and welcome to our continuation of Ansible. Today we are going to be continuing with Ansible, and we are going to be looking at modules in Ansible in its detailed form. In our last class we did talk about modules, but we did not actually explain what modules are and how they act. So today we are going to be diving into modules in Ansible. We are going to also see how to perform configuration management using ad hoc commands with modules. Okay, and then we are going to look at working with modules, the various different types of modules. We are going to look at user module, shell module, the apt module. We are going to also create our own inventory file. Okay, we discussed about an inventory file, right? You know what is an inventory file. Can we create our own inventory file? Yes, we are going to create our own inventory file, and then from there we are going to see how using ad hoc commands becomes very difficult, and then we will pass over to using playbooks. So by the end of today, I believe we are going to be writing our own first playbook. Okay, we are going to try to write our own playbook, and then we run the playbook and see if things work. All right, so I have already set up our system. I have three servers running. I have the controller server, I have node 1, and then I have node 3. Okay, Ansible is installed in the controller, so I've already configured node 1 and node 3 to be our slave nodes. All right, so the very first thing we want to do is we want to talk about the modules in Ansible. So what are modules in Ansible? These are your notes. So what are modules in Ansible? Actually, a module is a binary. Okay, it's a binary code. Let us come to our, it is better you read your notes, please. Let us come to our demonstration board. See, we have two nodes here. We have two nodes here, and then we have a controller node here. Okay, so what is a module? A module is actually a binary. It's a binary that is built in Ansible. Okay, that binary is found inside Ansible here. All right, so when you want Ansible to perform a particular function, if you need Ansible to perform a particular function in these slave nodes, that function can be, please Ansible copy file from here and send to all these two nodes. That means what Ansible will do is it will copy a file from here and send here, and copy that particular file from here and send here. How is this task going to be accomplished? The task is going to be accomplished in such a way that this module, there is a module called the copy module. That module is going to perform the action of copying this file from here, and then Ansible is going to send the module here to copy the file from here and then paste here. Okay, if the task to be performed is supposed to be performed but inside this slave node, Ansible is going to send the module from here to act inside here. For example, we have a module called the apt module. We are going to come to that. A module is called the apt module. That module is a module that actually works with Ubuntu and install apt repositories. It is a package management. So Ansible is going to copy that module, send the binary here to the slave nodes, and then that apt module is going to perform all the functions that you wanted that the app module should perform. For example, you can want to install, for example, Git. You will use apt install Git, so you have to send the apt module here. So what is a module? A module is a binary. Don't forget, please, they will always ask you in an interview question, what is an Ansible module? Your response is an Ansible module is a binary that is copied from the controller to the slave node, and it performs activities or actions by specified by the ansible command. Okay, it is a binary that is copied from the controller to the slave node, which helps ansible to perform its actions. Okay, that is a module, that is an ansible module. All right, so important modules in ansible. So we have already discussed what a module is. So when you read your notes, whenever you wish to perform an activity, you certainly use an ansible module. So for every activity, for each and every activity that you want to perform in ansible, there is a specific module for that activity. So your job will be search for all the various modules that will help you perform the activities that you have been asked to perform in your company. Okay, if you are told, if you always use installation of apps, you should know the apt module. If you are used to copying files, you should know the copy module. If you are used to executing shell command, you should know the shell module. All right, so these are some of the various modules that we are going to study in ansible. Okay, we are going to study the command module. What is the command module? The command module is just a module that you know, with in Linux, what we do is we execute commands. Okay, so if you want to execute command in remote servers, you are going to use the command module. Let's say you want to execute ls in a remote server. Ls is a command. Or you want to execute mk whatsoever, any command that you want to execute in Linux, you can use the command module. Then we have the shell module. The shell module is also like the command module. The shell module executes shell scripts. You know, when you create a shell script with the ending .sh and you want to execute remotely, you are going to use the shell module. Okay, and then we have the ping module. The ping module helps you to ping from the controller to the slave nodes. It is that module that helps to show you that there is a link that is actually existing between two servers. Then we have the user module. This user module is a module that is used to create users in Linux servers. For example, you can have your servers and you have 3 different people that are working as administrators of those servers, or might be some administrator and some developers want to work with that server. So you have to create a user for each of them, and you are going to use the user module. So you do not have to go into all your 100 servers creating users there. You are going to use the user module in order to create your user. The copy module. The copy module, as we know, definitely will copy files from the Ansible controller to the Ansible slave nodes. The fetch module. A fetch module is an opposite of the copy module. So they will ask you, the fetch module copy, the copy module copies from the controller to the slave nodes, but the fetch module, this is what the fetch module, the copy modules copy from here, from the controller to the slave, but the fetch module will instead copy from the slave back to the controller. Okay, it will fetch those various files that you want to fetch from the slave back to the controller. That's what the fetch module will do. All right. Then we have the file module. In the file module actually creates files. Okay, you can create files and all the like. And then the start module used to capture detailed information about files and folders present in managed nodes. Okay, so you have to look for the statistics of all your files and folders that are in various managed nodes. You might like to know this file, what is the content, or what is the size of the file and all one node. In various managed nodes, you use the start module. Debug module used to display output of any module. So you can use the debug module to display the output of the various modules that have been used. Then the apt module used to performing package management or manage nodes in form of installation. The U module is also a package management, but this one is used for Linux, AWS Linux system. This one is used for Ubuntu Linux system, while this one is used for Amazon Linux system. Okay, then we have the Git module. This one is it helps us to actually do Git clone to all the various slave nodes. The replace module, this replace module is very powerful. The replace module will help you to edit text in files in all the various nodes. You might want to edit a particular file and replace a word for another in a particular, in all the nodes, the slave nodes. You use the replace module. The service node, as we must have known, it can be used to restart a particular service in managed nodes. We also have include nodes used for calling child playbooks from parent playbooks. So we'll come to playbook before you understand this. And then we'll have the URL module. The URL module is the module that is used to verify whether nodes have a particular, they are able to receive a URL. They have an access to a particular URL. So we use the URL module. We have the Docker container module used to execute Docker commands. So you can you can decide to execute your Docker commands from your controller, and all those commands will be executed at the level of all your managed nodes. Docker image, Docker login, all these are used at the level of the controller for all the managed nodes. Okay, then we have setup, used to capturing system information related to the managed nodes. So these are the various modules that we are going to be working, but there are absolutely so many different modules. There is a you just go to the Ansible website, you will get all the various modules that are found in Ansible. You play around with the Ansible documentation, you see all the modules. So we are going to actually try to work with some of the modules. Let us begin with the copy module. As we said, the copy module will actually copy files from the controller to the managed nodes. Okay, so we have, for the copy module, we have a file. We are going to copy a file. There is a password file. Okay, there is a file called password. What does this file do? This file called password stores the information of users. Let us come to our controller. You see something. If we go to cd etc and then password, it's not R. No, it will not. cd etc. Okay, now here if we run ls, we'll see a file called password. This is it, password. Okay, so if we open v password, so these are all the various users that are found in this particular saver. So we have the root user who is there. We have all these users. So if we create a user, that user is going to be included inside this file. Okay, so for example, they can ask us now that, okay, copy this file and send to, create a user and copy the file and send to our managed nodes. What are we going to do? We need to copy the file to our managed nodes. How do you do in order to copy the file to our managed nodes? What you do is you run this command, ansible all -u ubuntu, as we already know. Now this -m stands for the module that you want to pass. So you are passing the module copy. This is the module that we are calling here, the module copy. And then what is the argument? The argument that you want to pass, the argument is always in quotes. Okay, we are passing the argument that we are copying from the source. The source is etc, and we are copying the file password, and we want to keep it in the destination. Of course, we know that it is going to manage node, but at what place? In a destination called TMP. We are sending it to the TMP folder. So let us run this command and see. And we paste and we run the command. Good. Once we see everything in yellow, we are confident that our commands ran successfully. We don't need to go and be verifying anything. We are very confident that our commands ran successfully once you see everything in yellow, because look at it, true. If it was changed in the first node, it says true. It was changed in the second node, it says true. Once it is in yellow, it ran successfully. If it was in red, then there is problem. Okay, you can still go and check. You can go and verify by copying the IP of that particular machine, and you go to the temp folder, you will see the file. So for your convenience, let's go and verify. Let's just verify for some of your convenience. We copy the IP of our managed node, and then we paste here, and then we SSH into our managed node. We can do that from our controller node there. You don't need to go to your managed node. You can do that from our controller. So let's just SSH there. Why should it ask me for password? Okay, let's go to our managed node. Actually, we said we are going to sudo su. We are going to our temp folder, and then we are running ls. So we see this is the file that has been copied. So it has been copied successfully. Okay, so let us go ahead. Let's look at the second module. Our second module is the apt module. We all know what the apt module does in Ubuntu, right? For the apt module, there are 3 different arguments. If you see, when we use the apt module and you use state equals present, it means that you are installing. That is for installation. Okay, when you use state equals present, we are talking about installation. When you use state equals latest, then you are talking about upgrading. You are doing upgrading. Okay, there's no word like upgradation. Upgrading. And then when you use state equals absent, we are talking about on installation. That means you are trying to uninstall your particular software or whatsoever. Okay, so what do we want to do for now? Let us update. You are going to use ansible or -u ubuntu. The module is the apt module. The argument is update catch. This is what you use in order to do update. You do update catch. Okay, -b for higher privileges. So let us update all our managed nodes. We are trying to do updates to all our managed nodes, so all the nodes are going to be updated. It will give us some time. Good, it successfully updated all our nodes, and then we want to install Tomcat. You know, Tomcat is a web server, so in order to install Tomcat, you use apt module. Okay, so this is how you do it. You run apt ansible all hyphen, you pass the user. You know, you created a user, the user is called Ubuntu hyphen module, which is the apt module, and then the argument. This is where you see those attributes. Please, the attribute is name is equal to Tomcat 9, state is equal to present because we are installing it, update cache is equal to yes because you want to install it, and then update cache. Now you pass hyphen b for higher privileges. So that is what we are doing right now. We are installing Tomcat in our 2 managed nodes. So it might take some time for Tomcat to totally be installed in all the 2 nodes. So you give it some time. So when we install Tomcat, we are going to verify. We install Tomcat 9. We are going to verify and see if Tomcat has been installed. Okay, okay, Tomcat has been installed very successfully. Let us see if Tomcat has been installed. You know, you just take the public IP of any node and then you try to see if Tomcat has been installed. Tomcat, the port for Tomcat should be 8080, right? So we see Tomcat has been installed successfully. That means we successfully installed Tomcat. All right, okay, let us continue. Now there is a package in Tomcat which is called Tomcat admin. Let me look for the installation script for Tomcat. Do I have the installation script for Tomcat here? It should be somewhere here. This is a package called Tomcat admin. Let us install this package. It is a package that is used to control the administrator login for Tomcat. Okay, when you install this this package, you control the administrator login for Tomcat. You can control how the administrators log in through the graphical user interface. So let us install that package. So it's the same thing, Tomcat 9, and we are installing the admin package. Now remember that when we installed Tomcat, when we were doing our configuration with Tomcat, when we installed Tomcat, we passed the username and the password, right? So here, how are you going to pass the username and the password? That means we have we went to a particular file. What was that file? Look here, please. When you install Tomcat, you have to move to a particular file in order to configure your administrator privileges in Tomcat. What, you remember that file? The file is found in Tomcat 9 users.xml. This is a file which have all your administrator privileges. Okay, but the file is found in your nodes. So are you going to log into all these your nodes to configure that file? It is going to be difficult for you to go logging if there are 100 machines to go logging into all these various nodes to configure this file. Okay, so what you are going to do is you are going to fetch the file from here and bring it to the controller, and then you configure the file here, and then you copy the file and send back to all these servers. Okay, that is a task for you. because right now we can log into Tomcat. If we do if we restart Tomcat, let us restart Tomcat, please. Let us restart Tomcat. We know we do know the command to restart Tomcat. We are restarting Tomcat in all the services. We'll come to the service command, but let's just use it for now. Good, we have restarted Tomcat. Now when you restart Tomcat, you come here. This is the file that we have just installed, this admin file, this one like this. So when you click here, if you click on this admin file, it will ask you for a username and a password for you to enter, but you don't have that username and password. Okay, you don't have the username and a password. So how do you have this username and this password? Okay, remember that we have a Tomcat installation script where we learned how to put that username and password. Okay. And the username and password that we are going to use, let's see. Okay, let me put the password 123. Okay, let us first of all, we have to fetch the file. Where is this file found? The file is found in etc Tomcat 9 Tomcat users. So the file is found in our manage notes. So if we move to cd etc Tomcat 9, right? If we go here and we run ls, we will see this file, this particular file. This is the file that contains our user credentials. So if we open the file, if we open this file, you discover that our information is not yet found in this file. Remember that we said if you want to put your information, you come and you click here and then you insert this line of code there, right, for you to have access to Tomcat. But now we do not want to do it in all the files, right? We want to do it from our manage controller. So what we are going to do is we are going to fetch the files from the manage nodes, and then we configure them in our controller, and then we send them back to where they belong. So that is why we are going to take into view now our next module, which is the fetch module. The fetch module. Okay, so the fetch module is the opposite of the copy module. All right, it is the opposite of the copy module. So we want to fetch for Tomcat users, right? We are going to fetch for Tomcat users, and then we configure it, and then we send it back. So we are going to fetch for the Tomcat users and send it and bring it to our home directory. Let's just bring it to, let's allow it at the temp directory. So this is a file for fetching. Ansible all -u Ubuntu, the module is fetch. The argument, you have the source. Where are you fetching the file? The file is found in this directory here. And where do you want the file to come to? Destination is the temp file at our controller. So that's what we want to do right now. So we fetch the file. This is our controller. Okay, now let us go to cd to our temp. We ls there. Now when we ls in our temp, we see so many things, right? The first thing we see is that two files were fetched. Okay, two files were fetched, but the two files have the same names. Okay, the two files have the same name and they barely have the same content, so the two files could not exist on their own. So each of the files created a folder, and that folder's name was the IP address of the server. Okay, this one also created its own folder, and the folder name is the IP address. So if I log into CZ to any of the servers, let us move to any of the folders here. We can move to this folder. As I said, this is a folder with a name, so you can move there, and then we ls there, we move to etc ls there. Now we move to Tomcat 9, ls there. This is our target folder. Okay, this is the folder that we want to change, but we will not want to copy all these directories back to where it belongs, so we'll just want to copy only this directory. So let us copy this file to our home directory. Okay, we copy this file to our home directory, we copy the file, and we send to our home directory /home/ubuntu. That is our home directory, right? Now the file is found in our home directory. So if we move to home, /ubuntu, we are going to see our file. Okay, this is our file that we have copied. All right, so let us open this file here. Did we make something wrong? Oh, did not copy the right thing. We Tomcat exactly, this is what we want to see. So that down here, you know, this is where we can add our administrator account. So let me go to our Tomcat installation, and we add this administrator account. Our password, our username will be 1U, our password will be 123. So we add this administrator account there. Let's put our username to be, our password to be 246. Great. We copy this, and then we add here. And we save, and then we quit. Now it is time for us to run our copy command now. So we have modified this file. We want to send it back to where it belongs, that is to the managed notes. All right, so in order to send it back, we come back to our scripts. So we are going to use ansible copy, and then we are going to copy the file Tomcat users. We do not need to specify directory here because it is in our home directory, right? We don't need to specify any directory, so we are sending it to this directory here in our managed notes. So let us copy and send. We have a problem field. What could our problem be? False change. So this is what we should do. Let us move from here. Let us move to our home directory. It's like we were never in our home directory. So let us move to our home directory and see. We cd to home. Let me bring it for you. We cd to home. Then we go to Ubuntu. This is where our file is found, right? Yeah. So now we run that command here and we see if we can go. All right, our command executed without any issues. Good. Right now, what do we need to do next? We need to restart Tomcat. If we do not restart Tomcat, it will not work. So this is our code to restart Tomcat. You see, it is the service code. We have just learned about it. The service module, please. So we are using Ansible all, Ubuntu service, and then the name is Tomcat 9. We are restarting Tomcat 9, and then the state is restarted. That is how you restart Tomcat. Okay, because we have just done a configuration there, so we need to restart it. Okay, Tomcat restarted now successfully. So let us go now and see if we can use our credentials and sign into our administrator UID of Tomcat. Let us see if that can work. We go to our Tomcat now. Now this is our Tomcat. We restart it. We hope it works. Then we come now to our administrator. You see it is asking us again for our username, which we know it is that, and then our password is 246. Let's try to sign in and see if things work well. Good. So you see we have successfully configured the user account, and we have changed the password. So if you are asked a question in the interview session that what have you been using Ansible to do, what do you use Ansible to do in your practical day life, what have you been using Ansible and doing, you can say that you have been using Ansible to configure and add passwords to your servers, your Tomcat servers, whenever administrators change, and you always do updates in your servers all the times, and you also from time to time change the user admins or those that are having access to your servers, because you have almost close to 12 or 13 servers that you are using. That should be your answer in an interview session. So this part is reserved for administrators. Only those who have administrators can administrator rights can access this part. So for web managers, they will certainly know how to start, stop, reload, deploy, all those commands that we are running from behind. They can do those things from here. Okay, for Tomcat they can do those things from here. All right, you see our context part is there. Everything you can do, all your administrators administration of Tomcat from this section. Okay, so that is that about our apt module. So let us see, we are going next to what module? So let us look at the Git module. The Git module. Generally, we all know that when you want to clone a repository, you can clone a repository by just running git clone, and then you clone your repository, right? Such is the same thing. You can also clone all your repositories or your repositories to your various Tomcat servers. So not Tomcat servers, to your various managed nodes, please. So the command here is ansible all -module git argument, and then you put your repo, and then one additional thing there is that you are going to create a destination. Okay, it is going to be in my temp folder in manage notes, and the repository is going to be cloned inside my git. All right, so let us clone this repository. It is my repository, it's my GitHub repository. You remember this project, we did this project, right? I'm trying to clone the repository. Okay, so let us clone the repository. We are going to clone the repository in all our manage nodes. So we have successfully cloned our repository, and it is in yellow color, so it has gone successfully. But for those Thomases who want to always see, let us try to make sure that we have our repository cloned. So let us move to the temp, and then we'll run ls there. We'll see that there is a my git directory here. So let us move to my git, and we'll run ls there. We'll see that this is the repository that has been cloned. Okay, these are all the files that we have found in that repository. The files are found here. Okay, so we have successfully cloned in all our managed nodes. So that is the git clone command. All right, so next we are looking at which module. Let us look at the shell module. Of course, we have seen the shell module. The shell module is a module that you can use in order to execute your shell command. I think most of you have already use the shell module. This is the shell module here. You pass the argument. You just pass the argument by giving your this is a URL, where at the end of that URL there is a shell file. There's a shell file that is found that needs to be downloaded. So here we are trying to install Docker. So the first command is downloading the shell file. All right, let us download the shell file. Then the second command will be executing the shell module. That's we are trying to install Docker. Okay, we have a failure. Why should we have a failure? Unreachable. Did we download without higher privileges? I think so. Still a failure. Let's see what is happening. Permission denied. Let's guess what is happening here. Ansible all. Okay, why should this happen? Ubuntu, and so if you don't pass your user, you see you're going to have a failure. All right, so let us just pass -b for higher users. Then we execute now. We hope this time it goes successfully. Great, the first one has changed and the second one has changed. Now we install our Docker. This is what you have done. I think first class you did all these ones. Somebody asked a question in our forum that he doubts whether using Ansible we are able to install Tomcat in one server and then install Nginx excuse me, and then install Nginx in another server, and then that is perform different configurations in different servers. Of course, yes, we are able to do that. How will you do that? We are able to do that when we come to variables. We are going to come to variables, okay? We're going to come to variables, and when we come to variables, you will see we'll have different types of variables, okay? That is when we must have entered a playbook, because right now we are going to enter playbook. So our Docker is successfully installed, and we believe it is running. Let us see. Docker -- version. Our Docker is installed and running. Okay, so you see, these are the various commands that needs to be installed for you to do your configuration management. But if you wanted to create a user, let's say you want to create a user, and we are entering the user module. If you want to create a user, first of all, let us have the idea of creating a user. Right now we have created the user Ubuntu in our slave nodes. Let me bring you the idea of creating a user. When you want to create a user in a Linux machine, for those who are doing AWS, you've done creation of a user. You use the command user add, right? If I use user add and I write my name, then I have created a user in this very system. Let us try and see what I'm talking about. Let's see the command to create a user. This is a command user add, and then I want to create a user called Clemerance. Okay, that is how we do it. So user add, and then I create a user. User add Clemerance. Okay, that user has been created. Okay, now the next thing is I want to give a password to Clemerance, because Clemerance has just been created as a user, but Clemerance has no password. Okay, so what do I do in order to give Clemerance a password? So look at this command. You have to set the password for Clemerance. Okay, so this should be sudo password Clemerance. Okay, I copy this. I come to my folder and put it there. 1 2 3 1 2 3 password. Very simple. Now my user is created. How do I know that my user is created? There is a file called etc /password, I think. It's a file on its own, so we can just v it. Okay, let us see if we can see the user that we just created. You see, this is the user Clemerance that we have just created. Okay, so if you want to see all the users that are in a particular saver, you go to this file, etc password, you are going to see the user that has been created. Okay, so you want to create the user and you want to give the user a password. This is what we have just done. We have created a user and we have given the user a password. Now, after creating the user, what is the main aim of creating a user? Who knows the main aim of creating a user? We created a user because here we are signed in as root user. Okay, we are signing as root user. So can we sign in as our user? Well, yes, we can sign in also as our user. How can we do in order to sign in as our user? Well, when you want to SSH, let me just let us log out from here. Exit. Now, each and every time when you want to log into your system, what do? You always come here. And then you say you want to log in. You click on connect, and then you let us use the main server, the controller. You click on connect, and then you come here and you copy this thing. Have you ever asked what you are copying actually? When you copy this thing like this, you come. Let us look at what we actually have. So when you copy this, let's paste here and look at it. This one is saying that you are SSHing using the keyword PEM, right? And then you are SSHing to this computer using the user Ubuntu. Okay, so what we want to do is, can we change this user to Clement Ranks?